Welcome back on this Tuesday as we continue to look at Exodus. We're starting with chapter 22. Remember that in chapter 21, very end of 20 actually as well a little bit, Moses is giving more laws. These are more civil laws, guiding principles to lead them as a people as they live under God and his moral laws. A lot of these moral laws of the Ten Commandments are connected then to these civil laws as well. I encourage you to read through the whole chapter. I'm not going to go through everything, or it would be longer than yesterday's was, all right? And I'm trying to keep them around 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. So in order that I don't go too long again, let's get started with verse 1 of chapter 22. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he shall repay 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. But if the sun has risen on him, there shall be blood guilt for him. He shall surely pay. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the stolen beast is found alive in his possession, whether it is an ox or a donkey or a sheep, he shall pay double. If a man causes a field or vineyard to be grazed over, or lets his beast loose, and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the best in his own field and in his own vineyard. If fire breaks out and catches in thorns so that the stacked grain or the standing grain or the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution. Again, these are civil laws, laws that are really to help people of God to do the right thing. In this case, it's dealing with oxen, with sheep, with things that might be stolen, with land that could be destroyed by fire, the field or a vineyard, by overgrazing from someone else. All of those. The point of this is it really goes back to the seventh commandment, do not steal. In Luther's explanation, he says that we are to help our help our neighbor preserve and to keep their field and their flocks, etc. In other words, not doing something to harm or destroy them, but to help them out. And that's really what this is focusing on as we look at it. Again, it's really pretty logical, and it's to discourage theft and to discourage people from misusing their neighbor's field or destroying it carelessly. Let's continue. We're going to look at verses 18 through 20 next. As we do this, these are kind of interesting, and you might not pick up the connection at first, but we'll hit them as we go. Verse 18, you shall not permit a sorceress to live. Whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. Whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord alone shall be devoted to destruction. These 3 things all focus on people being put to death. Why is this? It's because all of these things focus on worship of a false god. Sorceresses look to other gods, to really the evil one, to find their power and their knowledge. The one who trusts in the sources, then trusting in others and trying to get, or trusting, I should say, in the evil and trying to get others to fall in that, should be put to death. Whoever lies with an animal should be put to death. Lying in the sexual relationship type place. Now, that one's pretty obvious, but what that really goes against, how the connection to the others, is that this was often part of the animal cultish fertility worship, where a man would have sex with an animal to please the gods. It's really a gross thing, but that was part of the cultic worship of the people around the nations of Israel when they would go in. The final part, whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord alone shall be devoted to destruction. Again, it points to the ultimate sin of worshiping other gods. These are three things that the people of God would be confronted as they went into the land. So God is encouraging them to hold firm, to trust in him alone, and showing how awful these are, worship as part of worshiping other gods, that they are punishable by death. I again encourage you to read the rest of the chapter. I'm going to wrap up there. God bless. Come back tomorrow. We'll focus on chapter 23.